Hello, welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I am Stevie B, happy to have you all with me today. I am in the instance known as Cyclops Depths in the volcano underneath Planet Calypso. This is an area that a lot of players probably have never heard of if you're a lower level or a mid-level player. However, there is a volcano. If you go east of Boreas, there's a giant volcano. And in that volcano, there are some level 25, 30, 35 eviscerators, which are like smaller mulcibers. Just like the spiders that are mechanical that you would see at Zykion. And they're lower level, but in that volcano, if you look closely up on a ledge, you will see that there's a flag, there's some NPCs, and there's this giant door. It's a giant stone door. And if you were to go into that door, you get into what is known as the Cyclops Depths instance, which is where we currently are. Sorry, I got a text message. So, if you go back to some of the oldest YouTube videos that I ever posted, I think it's actually the very first 2 YouTube videos I ever put up. They are for an old mission chain called the Vault Hunter. The Vault Hunter mission chain, I believe it took me 2 videos. It might have taken 3 to do. But I went through the entire mission chain, and whenever I got to the end of it, I got this cool item right here. Where is it? My stuff is all out of whack. What in the world? Why is my Mind Force stuff gone? Okay, weird, because I can't use any of my Mind Force stuff in here, so it's not in here. Neither are my blueprints. Interesting. Anyway, there is a Crystaline Hologram Key that you get at the end of the Vault Hunter mission. If I was outside the instance, it would show in my inventory. But since I'm in the instance, it doesn't show. And that Crystaline Hologram Key, you can't trade it, you can't sell it. I went and tried putting it in the trade terminal because you only get one of them. But that is what will open that big giant stone door. It turns it into a big giant fire door. And when you go through that big giant fire door, you are inside of Cyclops Depths. So if you have never done the Vault Hunter mission, I would do that if you're wanting to get access to Cyclops Depths. Cyclops Depths is where a lot of higher level players come to hunt the big giant spiders. What are they called? Marcimex. There's also a version called Neomex. They're in the little bitty cave underwater off of the coast of Calypso. But the big ones, the Marcimex, are here. So this is the exit. It's also the entrance. So this is the fire door. And when you have that Crystaline Hologram Key in your inventory, it opens. Now, I did try and open the door yesterday without the key in my inventory. I just had it in storage, and it wouldn't open for me. So I can confirm that you do actually have to physically have the key on you every single time you come. There is a trick, which is rare in Entropia, especially on Planet Calypso, to getting to the Marcimex. Here in a second, I will try and just run through so that you guys can see. I'm not going to be able to pull it off, but I will try and at least get there so that you can see. But if you go, this place is kind of a labyrinth, and you go the right direction, down a couple of levels, what you will end up coming across is there's a level 53 Keeper of the Guard or something like that, Thorophoid. And if you can get past him, then he leads you to a room with a giant bridge. Now, here's the problem. That giant bridge has a super high level Thorophoid Necromancer. If that Thorophoid Necromancer is alive, you're not going to be able to get across that bridge unless you kill him. And you can't just walk up to him and treat him like a regular mob and start shooting him and start healing. What you have to do, and this is kind of unique in Entropia, they don't do a lot of stuff like this. There's actually a very specific technique you have to use to kill him. You have to start shooting him while backing up. And then once you've backed up, he's going to launch an attack. You will not be able to survive the attack. So you have to avoid the attack. And then once the attack is over, you go back toward him and you start shooting him again while backing up again. And you just repeat this process over and over and over until he dies. Once he dies, then you will be able to get across the bridge. If you were to try and just run by him and try and get across the bridge, even if you could make it across the bridge, it's just going to teleport you right back to the Necromancer, and he's just going to step on you and kill you. And if that happens, you come right back here to the very beginning of the instance. So once you can get past him, if you can get all the way past the bridge, then that's where you get to the Marcimex Cave, the big spider cave. The problem is, like I said, killing that Necromancer is kind of a pain in the butt because you can't do it like you would do a normal mob. It's one of the very few things in game where it has a very specific way you have to kill that particular creature. And that particular way, like I said, is you have to be attacking while backing up, and then he's going to attack. Then you have to come back toward him and attack again while backing up. He's going to attack, and you have to repeat that till he dies. You got to pump quite a bit of pet into him in order to get him to die. Now, there is a trick that lower and mid-level players can use that I have used a time or two whenever I actually wanted to go into the Marcimex Cave, and that is simply wait for an Uber player to come along and kill the Necromancer on the bridge. Once he is dead, then you don't have to mess with it. If you can have a bigger player that comes along that takes out that level 53 Keeper of the Guard or whatever he's called, and then goes ahead of you and takes out the Necromancer and does the whole back up, shoot trick that is required, then once the Necromancer is dead, you can run across the bridge all you want. But if he's alive and you try and run across the bridge, it's just going to teleport you right back to the beginning of the bridge, and he's just going to step on you. Once he's dead, not a problem. So there have been times that I've seen players come in here and camp out, waiting for a bigger player to come by and take care of the Necromancer. That's fine. I've done that a time or two myself. It's not the funnest way to play, but hey, it gets the job done. So here in just a second, I'm going to actually attempt to just run with minimal killing of mobs and get to the part where there's that Keeper of the Guard or whatever he is, level 53. Run past him and at least show you guys the Necromancer and the bridge, and I'm just going to try and run straight across it. If he's not there, I'll just keep running. If he is there, I'll keep running, and it's just going to teleport me back. So depending on if he's there or not depends on if we make it to the Marcimex Cave. And if that level 53 is there, it's probably going to kill me before we get to the Marcimex Cave. But I will at least show it to you guys. So the reason I say that is go back, if you want to get into Cyclops Depths, go back to my very first videos I ever made. They're still on YouTube. They're called The Vault Hunter. I believe there's 2 of them. And check out those videos. They will help you get through the Vault Hunter mission chain. It's an old school mission chain. It's very much pre-codex. And that will get you the Crystaline Hologram Key. Like I said, be sure you do not TT it. Be sure you just keep it in storage nice and safe somewhere. Because if you want to get into Cyclops Depths, you're going to have it on you every single time you want to get in here. So that said, before I start my run through to just try and get to the Necromancer, let me do my shameless plug for the day. Let's take some sips. So today's video is brought to you by Pro's Pills and Gun Shop, where you can get your pills and guns like a pro. Pro's Pills and Gun Shop is located at Medusa Bazaar, 3rd floor. Coordinates are 53416 69334 101. It's the big giant Medusa Mall, and again, that is the 3rd floor. That would be Pro's Pills and Gun Shop. Great thing about Pro's Pills and Gun Shop is you get a free pill with every purchase. Now, the reason I do shameless plugs is I want to help support other players. No, Pro is not paying me. In fact, he didn't even ask me. I offered to do that for free. Because if he's going to... Oh, somebody with a mod nano blade, it looks like, is going through here. So, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a mod nano blade. So we're just going to follow him. So let's just go right to it. We're just going to follow. And I'm sure he'll take out the Necromancer. Seems to know where he's going. So we'll let him do his thing. But I got a hold of Pro. If you guys are going to have a situation where you guys are going to be investing in game in something like a shop, I want to help support you guys in doing that by putting the word out there. Pro's been a friend of mine in game for a long time. He's supplied me pills for multiple mayhems, and he's always been good to me. He's been a trader in game pretty much since day one when he very first started. Pro started out free to play, and has pretty much built his entire career around trading. And he's one of those success stories where somebody really put their mind to it, stuck with it, and I know he had a lot of ups and downs. I know he went through some really, really hard times where he almost gave up on the game completely. And to see somebody like that start free-to-play within the past couple of years and really stick with it and end up with a shop at Medusa Bazaar, that is slow clap. That is, I want to give that person a pat on the back. And Pro's one of those people. The fact that he has his own pill and gun shop now at Medusa Bazaar, I think is amazing. I think it's a real testament to what people can do with this game when they really put their mind to it. So I wanted to put it out there for you guys. Again, that's Pro's Pill and Gun Shop, Medusa Bazaar, 3rd floor. And you get a free pill with every purchase. Now, I know he has a system to the madness as to how he decides which pill you get. I'm not exactly sure what that system is. But, needless to say, you get a free pill with every purchase. So, hey, can't beat that, right? Now, that said, I did ask him, I said, how is that possible? How is that something that can be done? Okay, so here's where the level 53 usually is. And this is where this guy's going to have a problem if he doesn't understand how the Necromancer works. If the Necromancer's here. The level 53 is gone. Let's see if the Necromancer's gone. So here's the bridge. And the Necromancer should be here, and he's not. So let's just keep going with it. Okay, the Necromancer is apparently dead. So we're just going to actually make it across the bridge. Holy crap. Okay, we made it across the bridge. Wow, I didn't think we'd be able to pull that off, but hey, cool. Awesome. So now we can actually get to the Marcimex part. Sweet. So if you make it this far, I can't believe we actually pulled that off, and I have it recorded. Okay, Thorophoid Repairman. So if you click on this guy right here, he's a repair terminal. So you can throw your gear in there and actually get it repaired. It's the only repair terminal that's in this part of the game. That's actually inside the instance. Thorophoid Provisioner. You click on it. Ammunition for sale. It's essentially a trade terminal. If you want to sell stuff to the trade terminal, I can sell some pancreas oil. I can sell some of whatever these are. I don't need these. We'll keep those. So if you need ammunition, there's a trade terminal. If you need to sell some stuff and unload some stuff, there's a place to do that. But they look like thorophoids. And I believe, is there a revive terminal? I think it's further in. So anyway, I wanted to plug Pro's Pill and Gun Shop because he's a good dude that has really made a lot out of this game. Here we go. So now we have the Marcimex. I was not really prepared to be hunting some Marcimex, but hey, here we are, right? So while we're here, might as well. Well, you know what? No, might as not well, because I'm really not prepared to do that. But needless to say, this is where the Marcimex are. So yeah, that's how you get to the Marcimex, guys. Now, every once in a while, they will, like once a year, spawn Marcimex in other places on Calypso. But this is it. This is the Marcimex Cave. This is where people come to hunt these bad boys. So, this is where they are. I'm not going to go any further in because, like I said, I'm just not prepared. So I'm going to head back out. But at least we got across the bridge so you guys were actually able to see inside. Now, as you saw, he did take out a level 52 that was over here a while ago. This is the bridge I was talking about. If that Necromancer was there, he would be very high level. I would have never made it across this bridge. It would have automatically teleported me back to the beginning of the bridge. I've actually jumped into this lava pit before trying to get away from that Necromancer. But as I said, I keep getting sidetracked. Pro started off free-to-play, has more or less stayed free-to-play. I know he's invested heavily in time and knowledge and even some money in-game at some points. I need to ask him, have you ever actually deposited, or have you been free-to-play the entire time? That's something I really need to ask Pro. Let me see if he's online real quick. But the fact that he now has his own shop is something that I really wanted to put out there for you guys, because if you're in need of pills, I like to support people who are doing big things in game, who are really putting their mind to it and sticking with it and playing smarter, not harder, and making the game work for them. I love to see the success stories, and Pro's one of them. Now, I asked him, I said, how do you get people the free pill? Because obviously you're not online when they're online. He said, well, if we're online at the same time, it's not a big deal. If we're not, then the next time that I'm online and they're online, I just meet up with them. Which, understandable. That's how I figured it would work, because that's pretty much how it has to work. Now, like I said, I don't know exactly what the system is to how he figures out which free pill you get. However, I know it's based off the type and quantity and price of what you're getting. So, and in here is a usually pretty high-level shaman. Now, once you go in here, this does make you PvP for a very short amount of time, which is interesting. I took one of these guys down earlier. Let's try this one. This one's a level 42. It's going to be a bit much for me. Yeah, it's probably going to kill me right away. I did a level 30 in here earlier today. Yeah, he's going to kill me right away. I can't do that. But if you notice, it made me PvP when this is not a PvP area. But when you go in here, this is definitely a PvP zone, which is weird. It's only this one room. Anyway, so really proud of Pro for actually, making the game work for him, being one of the success stories of Entropia, having his own shop. I prefer to buy pills off people I know, people I deal with regularly. I try to stick to a couple of people when it comes to all my pill needs, not jump around with 900 different vendors. And Pro's always done me right, so I really, really appreciate the fact that he's now got his own shop and is doing big things in game. So like I said, I know there's a system to how he picks out the free pill. I just don't know exactly what it is. Obviously, it's got to be something that's economical for him, that is profitable for him. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I'm really proud of him. He really stuck with it. I know there were several times that he had almost career enders. And trading is not easy in this game. People who try and make a living trading in this game, even if it's just an in-game living, trading can be very brutal. And it can end you quickly if you take a single misstep. So I know he had a couple of really bad instances along the way that almost ended him, but he stuck with it, stuck it out, now has his own shop at Medusa Level 3. So just want to give a big, big shout out to Pro. I'm glad that we actually got to catch on video going across the bridge. I'm glad that the Necromancer wasn't there, so you guys could actually see, once you get across it, there is a repair terminal, there is a trade terminal. They just look like saurophoids, which is weird, because as far as I know, those are the only two terminals like that in-game. I know there's other terminals that are disguised as things in-game, but those are the only two that I know that are disguised as mobs. And a lot of players have never even seen that part of the game. A lot of players have never even seen Cyclopes Depths, much less the Marcimex Cave. So I'm glad that you guys got to see that firsthand. And I might try and get another video whenever that Necromancer is there, so you can see what I mean about him teleporting you back if you try and run past him. Because you will not make it across that bridge if that Necromancer is there. So I'm going to leave it there for today. This has just kind of been a little bit of a preview of Cyclops Depths. If you're interested in getting in here, like I said, go back to my very first videos I ever posted on YouTube. Check out the Vault Hunter series. This is something, obviously, you're probably going to wait until you're a little bit higher level player before you even bother coming in here. But the Vault Hunter was a pretty easy mission chain to knock out. It just took a while. It's a very time-consuming mission chain. And if you can go get ahead and get that Crystaline Hologram Key to keep in your inventory to get access to Cyclops Depths, might as well get it now and knock it out and have it for later, right? So I'm going to leave it for there for today. Head over to earnped.com, because when you earn, we earn. That's by far the best way you guys can help support us. When you log into earnped.com, just use the links on the website to go to hideout.tv. It will realize you're coming from earnped.com. It will add earnped as a drop-down menu option to redeem your points, and you will be good to go. Nothing else that you need to do on your end. Also, be sure and hit that bell icon to subscribe to the channel, because whenever you subscribe and hit the bell icon, it will notify you when we post new content. Every subscriber matters. Every like on every video matters. That's why we ask you guys to like every single video, because there's always a hater waiting to dislike every single video. And whenever you hit that bell icon, subscribe to the channel, and like the videos, that tells YouTube to show our content to other people who play video games, who play MMOs, who are into PC-based gaming, who are into real cash economy gaming. And a lot of times, when those people see our videos, it's the first time they've ever heard of Entropia. Next thing you know, they're watching the channel, they're subscribing, they're liking the videos. They haven't even started playing yet, but they're at least learning about Entropia, getting interested in it, and 4, 6, 8 months later, a lot of times they will download the game and start off at Icarus themselves. I can't tell you how many players I have that have emailed me or hit me up in game over the years and said, hey, I only started playing Entropia because I saw your videos. Thanks for putting them out there. So it doesn't just help us. It helps the game, it helps the economy, and that very well may be somebody that they only see the video because you hit that like button, but 6 or 12 months down the road, they end up buying something from you. They end up doing a private trade with you. They buy something off auction that you list. So you're helping yourself in the process. So we really appreciate all the support from all the people out there that have watched all the videos, that keep us making new content, that keep supporting us. It means a lot to us. Just keep it up, and we will try and do the same. We'll leave it there for now. We've got a lot more coming for you this week. Sip, sip, smack, smack. Y'all know the rest. Take care, Stevies.